The Hustle Daily Show is hosted by Zachary Crockett, Jacob Cohen, Rob Lurst, Juliet Bennett Ryla, and it's brought to you by the HubSpot Podcast Network, the audio destination for business professionals. And what I love about this podcast is that it goes in depth on a healthy dose of irreverent, offbeat, and informative takes on business and news, whether it's talking about why movie theaters aren't dead, and that one is my favorite, popcorn is back, or diving into the world of Margaritaville and Jimmy Buffett's entire billion-dollar empire. The content that they deliver is so valuable, so insightful. I just absolutely love it, and I encourage you to check it out. Welcome to Create Like the Greats, a podcast where I take you into the inner workings of how some of the greatest creators of all time did or do what they do. We study the strategies and techniques of some of the greatest creators of all time, what they are taking advantage of so the rest of us can do the same. I'm Ross Simmons, your host and the CEO of Foundation, one of the top content marketing firms in the world, but I'm not here to talk about that. I'm here today to take you a little bit behind the scenes, into my seat, into my world. This is a segment within Create Like the Greats on the HubSpot Podcast Network, where I go into the details around my world, my life, my creations, my stressors, my ability to respond to chaos, whether it's a new project, a new company, a new investment, whatever it is that's going on in my world. These journal entries are my ability to take you and my opportunity to take you into a little glimpse into behind the scenes. Today, I want to share with you something special. Today, I want to share with you what I would consider a gift, because to me, there's nothing more valuable in life than time. And my hope is that in this short podcast, I am going to give you some tools, some techniques, and some strategies that ultimately give you time back into your day so you can create something great. There's a constant meme that floats around the internet saying Beyoncé has the same 24 hours in a day that you do. And because of that, you need to perform better. You need to increase your output. Your output needs to go up. Your success needs to be increased. You need to be doing more things. You need to be more successful. Beyoncé has the same 24 hours in a day that you do. Not exactly. I mean, literally, yes, this 24 hours that she has the same amount of minutes, the same amount of seconds as everybody else. But the responsibilities and the ability for Beyoncé to navigate those 24 hours is oftentimes very different from someone else. Why? Because you see, Beyoncé has leverage. She might have a chef, childcare, assistants, coaches, trainers, and a wide range of other services that give her leverage. This is a key difference between most people and those who are highly efficient, effective, productive, and able to perform at a high level. They look for 10x opportunities to find leverage. What does that mean? Leverage means you are able to do and produce and execute and take care of more things than most people do because you have found an area or an opportunity or a service or a solution that helps you be more efficient, more effective, allows you to be better than the competitor because you have found a leverage point, something that makes it easier for you to do something than someone else. There are tools that can give you leverage. And in this episode, what I want to share with you is a few of the tools that I have used in my life to find leverage, that have allowed me to create more than most, allowed me to build a company, to be able to create an organization fully remote that allows me to connect with thousands of people every single day around the world on different channels, and has allowed me to generate millions of dollars in revenue for a business, all while managing my calendar and a life that I believe is filled with what many would consider the perfect balance between work, life, and play. How do I do it? Leverage. Here are 7 tools that can give you leverage and ultimately arm you with the ability to have more time back in your day. The first one is called FancyHands. FancyHands is a solution that you're able to subscribe to, and you will receive credits that go towards tasks that you have assistants do for you. FancyHands is a great assistance tool. It's something that I've been using since the early days of the product launching, and I first heard of it from Alexis Ohanian of Reddit. There was a tweet that he had put out and it talked about FancyHands. I checked them out, and it turns out that he was swearing by FancyHands for a lot of the menial tasks that he had to do. This was mind-blowing to me. If you can tap into an assistant to book appointments for you, cancel appointments for you, do light internet research for you, even negotiate a phone bill or a cable bill for you, this is something that will save you time. And FancyHands does exactly that. You can go into FancyHands, and I'll give you an example. Just most recently, I went into FancyHands and I put up a posting. I put up a posting where I said, I need someone who can fill in this spreadsheet with all of this information. Specifically, I needed the name of a host of a podcast. I needed them to find the name of the podcast, how many followers they had on LinkedIn, on Twitter, on Facebook, etc. And then I wanted them to use a tool to go and find that host's email so I could reach out to them to see if there's a sponsorship opportunity to sponsor their podcast. Now, this task on its own would have taken me probably 4, 5, 6 hours to do. I go to FancyHands, I put up the posting and I share it, and their assistants are able to tackle it in that same amount of time. It gives me leverage. What do I mean by that? Instead of me going through the process of doing that work, I can focus on relationships. I can focus on building connections with CMOs, with CEOs, with founders, with leaders, with people who work at organizations that I want to collaborate with, or I want to invest in, or I want to partner with in the future. It allows me to allocate my energy somewhere else. The next tool that I want to talk about is Marketer Hire. Marketer Hire is a tool that also provides leverage. And while the same concept of essentially having a solution that arms you with people to do things for you, Marketer Hire is exclusively focused around marketers. So you can go into Marketer Hire and you can hire someone who might have worked at one of the top marketing companies in the world, potentially worked at some of the biggest e-commerce brands, software brands, P&G brands in the world. And you can connect with these people and you can have them tackle projects for you, whether it's a PPC audit, setting up Google Analytics 4, or running your email campaigns on a regular basis. Marketer Hire can help with all of that. They have a pool of marketers that have worked at some of the top brands in the world. And if you're interested in this, check out the show notes. We have a link directly to it. I would strongly encourage you to check out their solution and their offering. It's a great way to flex up when you need some marketing support, when you are looking to flex up on some projects and some accounts. Marketer Hire is something that I would strongly encourage you to check out because it too is a tool that can give you leverage. Now, when you're using these tools, one of my favorite things to do is to not just submit a text blurb on what I want and what I'm needing, but it's to ensure that the person who's on the other end has very clear understanding of what the task is that I want them to do, which is why my third favorite tool is Loom. Loom is a screen recorder. It allows you to record your screen and take people through the motions that you are taking on your computer, on your desktop, on your laptop, whatever it may be. And as you do that, it's ultimately saving you time from going back and forth, trying to schedule a meeting. It saves you time from going back and forth with emails time and time again, trying to explain to somebody how to do a certain thing. You can record a Loom once, amplify that, share that, put it in front of your audience, and within seconds, that person understands what you want asynchronously. That's the power of Loom. All you have to do is record your screen. You can even turn on your camera, and you can put yourself on the camera and talk to the person who you're briefing on a project. For me, Loom is an amazing tool. It helps you create better briefs, deliver better emails. It saves time from scheduling meetings, and it has saved me over 120 some hours this year. When I'm sending a pitch to a client, I don't just send them a proposal. I can include a Loom video talking them through the proposal, and it gives them context, but it also gives them something that they can share and circulate internally, and that can be powerful. That was easy. That's the essence of what everybody wants. Everyone wants to do things with technology that is easy. We want to be able to swipe a button and have meals delivered to our homes. We want to be able to swipe a button and it orders whatever it is that we want to order to receive it at our doorstep within a day or two. But if things aren't easy, then we're likely not going to use it. And when you look at myself and my business as an entrepreneur, there's no question that it is difficult to make smart decisions, strategic, timely decisions if things aren't easy. If you have bad data, if you don't have up-to-date reports, scaling and training teams on new software can be time-consuming and ultimately lead to low adoption. And none of that is good. None of that is good, which is why I love HubSpot. HubSpot helps empower teams to do their best work by eliminating the friction with easy-to-use tools. They also give you information that will allow you to spend less time training people on your software and more time actually solving problems for your customers. HubSpot's CRM platform is easy to integrate, easy to use, and it's easy to love. Learn how HubSpot can help your business grow better at HubSpot.com. The fourth tool is called Magic Studio. Magic Studio offers a collection of different tools that allow you to fix images within seconds. Using Magic Studio, they actually have a tool that allows you to touch up on photos and remove unwanted logos and graphics. Let's say, for example, I run an e-commerce site and I have one product in my possession where on that product, it's a coffee mug, and on the front of the coffee mug, there's a logo. I know that I want to sell more of this coffee mug, but we're doing drop shipping or something like that. And I need to show a handful of different variations of this mug. Using Magic Studio, I can quickly have a photo shoot, erase the image that is on that mug, and then start to recreate it with new graphics. Magic Studio will save you a ton of time. Another one is TimeBolt. TimeBolt is a solution that allows you to save hours if you run a podcast or you run a YouTube channel and you're trying to chop up the silence that happens within a video or within a podcast. All of those pauses, all of those moments that kind of slow down the length and increase the amount of time within a podcast can be chopped in half if you upload your file directly to this tool called TimeBolt. It is an amazing solution. It's still relatively new, but it's something that I have my eye on. TimeBolt.io. Now, here's one that I think a lot of you have probably heard of, and if you haven't heard of it yet, you are going to have your mind blown. ChatGPT 3. If you're struggling to write an email, if you're struggling to get inspiration on what blog post titles you should create for your industry and on a certain space, ChatGPT 3 can within seconds give you answers to questions that can be as complex as you can imagine. Stop struggling to write emails. You can simply go to Ask ChatGPT 3 and you can say, write me an email that declines a speaking invitation, or write me an email that declines a backlink request, or write me an email that I can use to send cold emails to a handful of different software companies that make over a certain amount of revenue to talk to them about marketing. Now, when you ask it to do this, guess what else you can do? You can also ask it to pull a list of the companies that are of a certain size in a certain region, and it will pull that information for you as well. Now, that's not my big leverage point. Yes, there's a lot of leverage that you can get just from that alone, but here's another leverage point that comes from ChatGPT 3. You probably send a lot of emails every single day. If you're like me, you probably send 20 of emails every hour. With that comes sometimes sending the same types of emails over and over again. For example, I know that I oftentimes have to accept or decline speaking invitations. I have to decline backlink requests. So you can ask ChatGPT 3 to politely decline an offer to speak at a conference in 2023. And within seconds, it will tell you how to do that. It will give you a template that you can copy and paste into your template folder within your email client so you can send it every single time. I asked ChatGPT 3 to politely decline an offer to speak at a marketing conference in 2023. Here's the template that it gave me. Thank you for considering me as a speaker for your marketing conference. I'm flattered by the opportunity, but unfortunately, I have to decline at this time. I appreciate the offer and wish you the best of luck in finding a speaker for your conference. Thank you again for considering me, and please don't hesitate to reach out to me for future opportunities. Sincerely, Ross. That is a template that was written by ChatGPT 3 within less than 30 seconds. The final tool that I want to share with you folks is called Sheet Plus. Sheet Plus is a game changer. And the reason why I say this is because for me, Navigating a Google Sheet or an Excel spreadsheet does not come easily. I love Excel. I love Google Sheets, but I don't have a memory that allows me to remember every single formula that is possible and capable of being done within a sheet. But Sheet Plus makes your life easier. You see, instead of having to remember the formula, you can simply say to Sheet Plus, hey, get the sum of B1 to B40 in the value in column C, make that title salary, and column D, make that 2023. And then it will automatically calculate all of that on your behalf. You can convert text to Google Sheets and Excel formulas within the matter of seconds. You can get explanations for any formula within seconds. You can write formulas faster and ultimately level up your entire approach to spreadsheets. That is the power of Sheet Plus, and that is why it is on my list of the tools that you need to use if you are looking to build leverage, if you are looking to increase your productivity, give yourself more time to create, and ultimately give yourself the ability to have more time in your day, just like Beyoncé.